People are calling AI their second brain, and honestly, it is for the right reasons. I remember when I was starting my first business about 5 years ago, every new task meant staring at a blank page. Whereas now I can confidently say that ChatGPT is probably my co founder in building the second business because it has not only helped me come up with the brand name but also brainstorming for ideas, market research, or even competitor analysis, as well as some product descriptions, and even looking into compliances and helping me sieve through all of the excessive legalities that I need to address. So, AI has really helped me fast track the process of bringing an idea to life, a business idea, in less than 3 months because of these AI tools. I'm gonna give you a rundown of my top AI tools. These come personally recommended since I've used these tools in actually setting up my own e-commerce business, and I hope it helps you fast track yours. Hi everyone, I'm Bani Singh. I'm a second-time entrepreneur building a consumer product brand from India, and my first business was venture funded, but this time around I'm bootstrapping it. So I'm doing things leaner, smarter, and more importantly, more sustainably. If you're someone who enjoys the world of e-commerce, AI, and just the general beauty of building something from nothing, then subscribe and follow along. The first one is called Ideogram. Ideogram is an image generation tool, and the reason it's the first one that I bring up is the images are super realistic and are also able to give you results for more Indianized faces and body types. So I was able to type in prompts for Kannada, Tamil models, and it had existing images generated which I could tweak and build upon further. But also from scratch, I think it had a much better output than all the other tools I tried before, especially for like fashion photography and high photo shoot editorials. Another thing is there were some interesting pre-made templates that other creators had generated, and that helped me not having to create the prompt from scratch. The prompt was already there and I could just tweak it to address my product line or the changes that I wanted to make to it, and was able to generate and give me the kind of result that I wanted. My only sort of drawback or concern with this is that I wasn't able to generate full body shots. They were mostly close-ups. Now maybe this is a detail that I've missed, but I really tried, but all I really got was these full-sized header like portrait images. This costs you about $4 for a monthly subscription, but honestly, if you nail the prompts right, you can get it right in the free trials that they offer you, which is about these many. Now, the second tool that I want to talk to you about is called Resleeve. Now, this is another very high fashion editorial tool, very realistic images. It's able to give you runway edits as well as just model photo shoots. Now, my only grievance with them is they didn't have as many Indian models or Indian adjacent models that I felt I could use, and not that many varieties in body types, which is where their data set kind of lost me a little bit and I had to use some help. Nonetheless, it still gave me a lot of options, and through their free trial, which was for about 5 days, I also got a lot of extra credits. But it gives you about 4 image generation credits in the free version on a daily basis. And so pretty good. A lot of these tools can be used for free without having to really shell out a lot of money in getting the paid or the pro version. Now this costs about $49 a seat. Another wonderful thing about Resleeve is that it comes in with an inbuilt prompt generator. So you have to just give it a little initial description of what you want, and it is able to define it a lot more and give you a more detailed prompt, which then eventually renders more realistic and a better image. So that's a very cool feature that I think they offer instead of you having to figure out the prompt all by yourself. Another very interesting thing about Resleeve is you can actually train your own model based on a certain face or garment that you like. Now that comes in the paid version, which I haven't tried, but I'm sure would be useful to a lot of fashion and apparel based or accessories or footwear based brand owners. Now the third one is called OpenArt. It's one of the first tools that I found which was able to help me build on top of some Canva images that I generated. What I particularly liked about this tool is how it was able to edit out some of the things that AI gets particularly wrong, right? Like teeth, eyes, hands. It had those tools inbuilt specifically to correct those features, and therefore making the end result or the end image look a lot more realistic, especially if you've generated an image that you like the kind of overall template of, but need it to look more realistic and kind of more usable. Now this tool costs you about $7 a month. I also want to talk about Claude in between, since in addition to ChatGPT, I've also used Claude for a lot of the product descriptions. I found it to be slightly cheekier and wittier in writing some interesting product names and product descriptions, and also just able to cover a lot more technical details and pointers without requiring a lot of instructions. I oscillate between the two, even though I use ChatGPT a lot more. Finally, I do really want to mention Shopify. I know it is the undisputed king when it comes to e-commerce platforms, but I fully get it, because even throughout the Shopify website building experience, there are so many little nudges and AI sort of plugins for creating the title, creating the product description. That just makes the task so much less daunting, because again, you're not dealing with doing everything from scratch. So this really helped me ease out the website building process by having a draft ready, by putting in at least some dummy text and then kind of enhancing and improving upon that, instead of feeling extremely stuck and held back because of having to think of everything from scratch. So these were my top sort of content and image generation tools. It sounds simple and short because it actually is. You really don't have to go to a bunch of different tools and tweak a lot of different prompts. Most of these come in with the prompts built in. I've also tried various other tools in the process, but these three specifically for image generation were the most realistic. These tools will help you get off the ground in no time. It doesn't really require any kind of prior experience to work with. The inbuilt prompt editors especially are super useful for beginners. AI isn't just changing the way I create content, but literally in how I run my entire business. I'm able to move 10 times faster without having to actually keep any team, forget about keeping a huge team. In workflows and automation, not just for myself, but let's say when I'm talking to a supplier and the supplier website is using AI-based tools, so it helps me match for my recommendation faster. So just along the process, it has just smoothed things over. But this is just the beginning. I'll be testing a lot more AI tools across my journey to automate workflows, to simplify things, to move a lot faster, to create content, marketing campaigns. I hope you found this video helpful, and I would love to learn from you if there are some more interesting AI tools that you've tried for your business, or if you're a content creator and use them on your social pages. I've not had as much luck in finding a great video editing AI app. I still find them slightly unrealistic. I think they're good for the faceless social media channels or pages, but if you're trying to build authority and trust, then I don't think AI is there yet. But let me know if I'm wrong, and if there are tools which fashion brands are using to create interesting social media content and videos. And if you're building something interesting, let me know. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and here's to figuring it out together.